Welcome back, friends, to Occultists Anonymous, sponsored by Roll20, the Onyx Path, and viewers like you. Before we get over to the Patreon list, you will note, yes, we are missing a one Legba, Ralph, Cloak, Jean-Paul. Yeah.
He died.
Yeah, Ralph is away with other stuff, so we're gonna miss Chris. Accidentally had the day off. Now we're short of Ralph, so the scramble. We were cursed to have only 4 people for this episode. What are we on? 17. Good
17?
Lord. Good Lord. So yes, thank you all for joining us. It is good to have you with us. All right, let's move that over there so I can actually see it. But yes, a special shout out to all our patrons who support us monetarily. Thank you very much for your support. And just a fun fact that came up the past couple weeks. If you're curious, like, hey, am I actually doing anything, drop in a bucket kind of thing? To give you an idea long term, if you do $1 a month, that is literally 3 to 4 times the ad revenue that you would give us from watching on like YouTube, like $1 a month. So it really does go quite a long ways. Also think about that next time you're like, oh, hey, I like this webcomic artist or this guy doing stuff on YouTube or anything like that. Seriously, $1 a month and you're giving them way more than your ad revenue was. So one of those things. So yes, thank you to Adele, Al, Alan Michael, Alexander, Ang Falith, Bernie, Blood Angel, Brandon, Buck Farmer, Chris, Daniel, Doc the Undead, Delord, Emil, Funzusuro Ali, George, Hot Ranch Doritos, Jack, Jenny, John, Josh, Julian, Camo is not available, Cat Feathers, Crazy Man 1772, Melissa, Michael, Milo V3, Ms. Grumpy, Moku, Morus, oh good lord, Morus Marian Time, Noba, Other Michael, Perry, Puppeteer Riafio, Ryan, Shaksara, Sinna, Taryn, Thomas, Toast, Usuf Sama, Vortex, Woodsam, and Zoltan. Thank you all very much for your support. It has been a while since I've seen those names, and yeah, it's really funny how I just all of a sudden missed that. Yes, and that was Buck Farmer, because it was coming up with a B, and definitely not actually their name. I did check. I was like, hey, am I just like throwing your... Oh, no, that's just the name I've used and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, cool.
Okay.
Just
it sounds like a real name.
Right, that's why I was like, hang on, what is that name?
I'd stumble over that every time I read it.
Yep. So, but yes, welcome back, everybody. Also, in case you were misinformed, it is spooky season.
Yes.
Yeah. Fuck what you heard.
You got the Gungar?
Doesn't matter. Oh, that's nice. I'm very whelmed.
This is my oh yeah. This is literally my entire coffee cup carafe thing. I make one.
Ideal. That is the ideal.
It's wonderful.
That's too much coffee.
So yes, that's a thing.
That's a dedicated espresso drinker. That's just too many ounces of liquid.
Yeah.
The only downside is that by the time you finish it, it'll be cold.
Very cold, yes.
Whereas if it lives in my craft, it stays insulated.
Yeah.
That's just quitter talk.
It looks great though. That's fair. Just chug it, let it run down the beard.
I'll be honest. Usually I end up finishing my coffee really, really quickly, and then I have to drink water for the rest of the first half and the second half. Anyway, sorry. Hey, we're here to play mage.
Are we?
Yes, but we have
Okay.
we have to get the
I'm okay if we just chill. But,
we have to
you
get
guys
the
want to
jibber
do
jabbering out
coffee
first,
advice.
right?
No.
Yeah, coffee advice. Yes, new stream idea. We're gonna talk coffee. Yes. Drew is secretly a demon with espresso instead of blood. No, listen. I just do percolator coffee. So yeah, it's not espresso at all. But yeah, I've been looking for a big cup, and Amanda was like, "I found a big cup, and I think you'll love it." And I'm like, "Okay, sure, buy it." What is it? It's a skull. Okay, perfect. Now I got to figure out how to paint the backside of it. What am I going to put on the back of it?
Just.
Anyways,
I'm so thirsty.
So when you last left the Cabal, the Coven, they were headed down to the Hallow to find their way inside and make it easy to get into, or at least for them, and some things like that. But one thing I did want to bring up real quick, because I wanted to get some clarity on it. Where's Rilla?
I thought she was at the caravan with Catherine, right?
I'm totally fine if she's staying there. I just wanted that clarity because I realized I was like, are you just leaving her with Catherine, or is it we're gonna babysit her and bring her along, or I just wanted to get clarity on that. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Are you okay leaving with Catherine? Do you think that'll be fine? I mean, it's your call.
I'm gonna want to finish up here as quick as possible, but I might head
I'm
back
sure
rather than
nothing will happen to cause any concern or need to stay around.
Like I said, she was asleep when we left, so or was she? No, she was up and
she was
around,
up.
but
Yeah,
you know,
she
she
just tripped over, tripped over the baby.
Yeah,
Well, not baby, but
That
No,
baby.
that was when she first came, right?
no, that was afterwards.
Yeah, because
She was unconscious when she first came.
Okay. Yeah, she's been walking around talking to things.
Yep. Okay, cool. So in that case, Rilla is hanging out with Catherine. Catherine is definitely got the look of, you gave me babysitting duty on Sunday. But on the plus side, for the most part, Rilla is talking and kind of walking around and just being very casual. She hasn't started doing weird stuff when you left. But it is definitely a thing to leave as a concern in the back of your head. A little bit meta there, but your character probably should be slightly concerned about that, but not necessarily something to drag her down to out in the middle of a field. And I mean, Catherine knows Theo will make it up to her later, and we'll definitely want to hurry back, but things seem to be fairly calm. Yeah.
She wasn't moving at lightning speed anymore and stuff like that, so...
Right.
Yeah.
Of
course, this is Drew's going to, completely pace me over with that one, but...
Me? No.
Come back and
Consequences to
find both of them
any
as-
action that you make? Absolutely. If you took her with, it's going to cause trouble. If you leave her, it's going to cause trouble. One way or another, So, yes, we have the four of you kind of tromping out from the caravan, basically, because that's probably the closest little meeting point, and headed out where you guys do find the space where the Gisela had set out markers on the ground and stuff like that and said, this is about it. Here is where it was. And then, how do you proceed to get into a, sealed off-ish, very wet cavern with a Hallow in it?
Well, Theo had some thoughts if people are amenable.
Yeah, I thought we'd already done this part. Didn't you, make just a stair?
No. The last
I think we
spellcast
discussed it
stuff,
off stream at the end.
Yeah, I know,
We didn't actually do anything.
yeah, Legbo was talking about digging and stuff, but Theo had said, I can use shaping to just make a staircase or a ramp into the earth.
That seems good.
Depending on how strict Drew's going to get on the definition of liquids, gases, and amorphous solids.
What are you referring to?
Well, you
Shaping.
could use the reach to use it on, solids.
Mhm.
Yeah, because shaping is, totally in your wheelhouse.
Yep. All right, so I'm going to roll up a spell for that.
Sure.
I guess maybe soil could be possibly amorphous.
Yeah. That's just what I was thinking, making sure I didn't have to move individual grains or something.
Yeah, the big deal is just getting through the durability, which in this case, we're just going to worry about the highest durability, which is going to be the stone that kind of makes up the majority of the the roof. Because let's be honest, you can get the shovel and dig up the soil.
Primary factors, potency.
One of these days, I'll remember where durability is. There we go. Yeah, so it's stone. So durability is 2.
And I've got that because it's a potency spell.
You will have a potency of 2. Stone is 2, so you will have to bump it up a little bit.
So how do we work? I'm like digging a hole that's not going to fill in when it expires, right?
It will retain the shape that you put it in. So if it is, a spindly, thin thing of stone, you can shove that and it'll break and fall. But if you're reshaping
Right. So how much scale do I need?
Think overall size of how big the stairwell is going to be. By default, you're handling, within arm's reach.
Arm's reach.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be maybe a bit on the small side.
And it's got to go 6 feet down.
So
to get through the
2
stone.
for scale?
Advanced scale, and then
Advanced scale would let you rearrange basically the vast majority of the.
All right.
That seems good enough. Like enough space.
Yeah, because advanced scale is a large house. You can rearrange, the whole cavern at that point.
Well,
that lets you like brick up the water or whatever you want to do.
That's true. Yeah, you could reshape the water.
Theo has been kind of leaning into the whole, like she's got a sanctum in her mind, like a below ground and a lot of subterranean stuff. So I'm thinking using the earth as a yantra.
Well, as a Moros, you can absolutely use the earth and stone as a yantra. Specifically the unburying a thing. Yeah, that's very on point.
Well, in effect, we're kind of burying ourselves, right?
Yeah, it feels like you're digging us a grave.
Either way.
So call it 2 for yantras, and that's about all I got. So 1 overreach.
And there's hang on. The reach there is definitely going to be short, I think, because you've got instant, an advanced scale, and then you need an additional 1 to work shaping on solid substance. That's the first reach thing.
All right.
Your duration to actually be able to do the shaping.
No, we talked about that. It'll stay in the shape I put it in. Right. Unless it's a material that wouldn't normally stay in that shape.
Right.
Oh, so you're just like instantly, it's just making this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
If I were making a staircase out of water, I would need duration to force it to hold its shape.
Right.
Otherwise, as soon as the spell expires, it would just flow back in.
Mm-hmm.
And if this were sand, I guess it would be the same sort of thing.
Yeah, because you're not altering its state of matter. So yeah, you're not turning the water to solid.
So it'll be 2 overreach.
Okay.
Unless we want to sit here for 3 hours, I don't think so.
Yep. Nothing happens.
Cool.
Now here's the real question: can we do it with our 4 dice?
0 dice.
4 dice.
Oh, I put a 2
you
there.
put a -2 on Yantras.
Yeah, sorry, no,
I was doing the same thing, Chris. I was like, 0? How did we get to 0 with Yantra bonuses? Okay.
My coffee hasn't kicked in yet. So
you need a big-ass skull mug like Big Ass.
Podcast friends, I'll take a picture and post on Discord.
Oh
no! Yep. So
so Theo's all kind of like dramatic and like, oh, I got this. And then just a minute. And you try again?
Yep.
I think it's except 3,
Three
and you got to
dice
roll
of
the
paradox.
paradox again.
Yep, which is now 3 paradox.
Yeah.
Still safe.
Okay. Come on. Oh no!
Like we have officially crossed into awkward high school moment of no guys, I can really do this. Hang on.
Oh no.
So it just kind of sits there with her head down from it. Fine, give me a shovel.
Cool.
Yeah, I feel like we can work together and dig.
Yeah. It will definitely be an effort. But yeah, clearing the dirt at least is fairly straightforward. There's, a good maybe 2 feet of it before you start finding some of that actual like heavy, gray stone. And, I imagine you guys are working in a fairly small space. It's not like you're trying to clear out a large, anything. So
You don't want it to be obvious.
right. At this point, it's already drawing a couple eyes because what
I thought we were incognito.
that's true. Yes, you guys had used
They
incognito
don't look at
presence.
us.
Yeah. So until you guys got out there. Now, at this point, if somebody looks out, they may see some folks out there, but
Did you say it's like multiple miles away?
I mean,
Yeah, it said it was like yeah, like 3 miles, like an hour walking.
oh yeah, that's true. Yeah. So
Yeah, they're not seeing us.
Yeah. yeah, I mean, they may see people is more my comment.
Tiny specks
Right.
far away.
Right.
Yeah.
So you guys work away at that, especially Legbud just doing some heavy lifting, especially once the stone is there, and just bringing the pick down. And it's like that's kind of implausible. But yeah, just absolute raw force, and then move rocks more, and eventually you guys chip through and create this hole. But that's going to be hours of work to get through that stone. Yeah. Is there anything you guys are doing in the meantime and or to expedite, or, once you get down to the stone, does Theo try again? Yeah.
Yeah. I got 1 willpower left.
I can give you a good luck. Let me find it. Because I can make it apply to spellcasting rolls.
For a reach.
Hang on here, because there's shenanigans there. I have to remember the restriction.
The boon or hex can affect spellcasting rolls with +2 reach.
Right.
I'll look up boons to see if any of them would help you.
Right. Because there's the 9 again on mundane rolls, and then if you take the 2 reach, you can make that effect.
Apply to spells.
Mhm. So you can get the 8 and 9 again.
So, by adding 1 reach, this becomes 8 again instead. The boon may also affect spellcasting rolls at the cost of +2 reach. So you have to add 3 total to get it 8 again on spells.
I've always read that as just it's +2 to get. Oh, no, it would. Yes, sorry, 3 to get 8 again on spells. Won't necessarily help her get a success, but more likely to get an exceptional.
Yeah, I don't know if I can do anything to give her like a die bonus.
Mm-mm. No, because specifically, superlative luck comes up and says, yes, here's the rote quality, but it's only on ritual casting. And that's definitely one of those spells that comes up frequently in discussion.
Well, the other option is that we can go and take care of Rilla. And when she's done her awakening, come back and spend some time here to do it. I can do this. I know I can do this. It just...
Like, the awakenings aren't necessarily quick.
Mine was...
Yours was pretty fast-ish.
Well, I don't know that I know that.
That's true.
Yeah, like how long were you dead for? Do you know?
Don't know. That's an interesting question.
Is any of that in character?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, mine took a while.
Well, yours took like a week or two, right?
Yeah, it was like a couple weeks.
3 days in the desert's nothing to sneer at for me either.
And after I came to, I wasn't really keeping track of days or anything, so I don't know how long it was, really. I thought it was a few hours, but maybe not. How long was she sitting there? That might be something to explore at some point if you feel so inclined, Gisela.
Like looking at Village's past to see.
Yeah.
Does she know how to?
Some mental notes here.
Yeah, can she write? You could ask her.
I think the better question
Yeah.
might actually be, does Theo read and write?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yep. Like Mother had books and stuff like that in the wagon. Or encyclopedias and things like that. Okay, so maybe we call it here, cover things up a little bit so it's just not a big eyesore attracting attention, and then we'll come back when we can spend some time and I can put a few hours of ritual into it.
Yeah, I thought, well, when Craig was here, or when Ralph was here, the plan was to have him, like, leave an incognito here so people wouldn't come near it.
You use secret door.
Or, yeah. He's got space spells that will do it.
Dismissive. He uses space spells. Yeah, whatever they are.
Sure, so we can put a ward on the place.
Yeah, Legba can do it.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, if that's the group decision. I think Legba probably, make some comments of, well, I mean, we can just keep digging. We can get through. But if you are concerned about, Rilla,
Well, and getting through that rock is, I mean, I'm no miner, but that seems like a project involving days, not a few hours.
I mean, it may take the rest of the day to get through, especially because now that you're in, now you're crumbling instead of just smashing against rock. But for the most part, let's be honest, the four of you, only Legba is really like physically adept. I mean, I know that Isabel isn't weak, if I remember correctly.
I'm strength 3. I just don't. I'm not a miner.
Oh yeah, no, I was updating her notes and I was like, what? How do you? Yeah, she buff.
A proper frontierswoman.
Yeah, do not fist fight. Do not fist fight Gisela in the bar. It will be a surprise. Actually, I don't remember if you have brawl though.
Got firearms.
Oh yeah, that's right. But yeah, if we want to,
I mean, I have dots of athletics, which would be what this is, right?
I have 2 dots of that also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys can definitely take turns and pass it around, and I mean, nobody's quite swinging the pick the way
I mean,
Legba is.
between that and body control, like I feel like Isabel and Cloak could put some fucking work in.
Yeah.
For sure.
Like, I definitely have the strength for it. My only concern was that, like, Cloak is a miner. He knows how to do this effectively.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why we're helping.
Yep.
Yeah, I would just kind of be like, I'll take a turn and swing at it, but
I mean, it'd be an extended action abstracting the help and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Or it would be adding dice to his pool, which is already
ridiculous and
something.
rolling with rope.
Yeah.
I'm basically a child digging a hole in the backyard with a shovel.
Yeah. Which, I mean, that you need that. Somebody to clear the loose stone, shove it down. Especially once you have a hole, now you can start pushing it down. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I was kind of planning on doing this for the rest of the day. I do understand Theo wanting to go check on Rilla.
So Theo just sort of takes a moment to, like, almost visibly push aside the idea of being the cool mage tonight, and I understand that totally. I'm going to need to get back, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
You weren't able to do the thing that would have helped, so it's fine.
I know I can do it, I just couldn't pull it together tonight.
And you can give it another attempt.
2 dice?
Yeah, no,
It's a
not
different circumstance at this point, isn't it?
Hmm?
With all the soil undug and everything,
It
it's
should
been
be
a
easier.
while. Should be a different circumstance, I feel like.
I don't feel like we've changed the idea of still shape. The spell is still the same. There's this one section of it that has changed, but yeah. Time to redo the art for Swole.
Could also use concentration as a yantra,
Yeah, do a different set of yantras.
which will be +1 die.
You just
Okay.
maintain that concentration.
And I can use my-
The concentration, you have to have a spell of a duration greater than a turn. Yes. Concentrating on a spell with a duration greater than a turn grants 2 extra dice. That said, there are other yantras, notably getting a piece of the rock, because you're casting on the stone.
Mhm.
Yeah, which actually, like, in character, because hey, Legba's not here. He's like, well, use this, which represents it, playing a little bit on the space side of things and connections. Use this with a spell. And I was going through and making sure that we weren't forgetting some obvious one.
And I can throw my last willpower at it.
Yeah.
So 2, 4.
Because if you use the rock, that'll give you another die, so that would bump you back to 3.
Well, yeah, if I'm doing my math right, this is my 3rd attempt, so I'd have a calculated dice below 5 if I throw my willpower in there.
And if you use the stone, that'll give you a slightly bigger to...
No, that's including the stone. So if I bump my yantra bonus up to 3,
Because you would be at 2, but then
Right.
increase the yantra bonus is 3, and then plus willpower is 6.
oh, okay.
And I am going to roll the paradox real quick.
Yeah, 3 dice now, 4 dice.
Oof.
Yeah, that's not great. We'll see what happens.
That's fine. This at least you get to
wisdom
roll
is
8
good,
dice
though.
sets.
Yeah.
Oh, you're muted.
I'm muted.
Hey,
Yeah, see, no
Okay.
problem.
Fine.
Just a couple bloody noses.
I can do it.
Wind
I
up.
can do it. So what do we say? I'm at
6.
6.
6 all day, like Chris likes it.
Hooray!
There you go. So this felt like a very Chris set of die rolls. Like, come on, I have the dice for this. Why?
I mean, based on what I'm reading, I'm saving up to really roll something important for this session.
That's true.
It's going to be wild.
Because it does tend to be the two of you alternating the luck.
Craig and I are two sides of the same rope.
Yep.
All right. So the stone.
Yeah, so I mean, I mean, this is a big spell.
Mm-hmm.
Let's not downplay this,
Yeah, yeah.
considering the dice weren't behaving. But yeah, get into this. What's the imago look like? What is the not necessarily the end result, because we'll get to that, but how does
Sure.
she envision it?
So she's envisioning this as the Earth is resisting her getting to where she wants to be, and the imago is that she's just sort of forcing a way past it, brushing past it, adjusting, making a path like the bow of a ship through a wave. So she, with fierceness in her face, plants her hands and just digs them into the stone and just moves it aside.
Have your kind of Moses and the Red Sea kind of moment here.
Mm-hmm.
Now, end result though, you're talking about parting the stone at the top. Are you doing anything further? Because we had joked about, oh yeah, we'll just make a staircase. Is that the goal here,
Yeah,
or
so
at least a
the
ramp?
plan is there'll be a fairly rough-hewn staircase.
Cool. I mean, it doesn't have to be rough-hewn, but
No, but the imago is like she's she's making an old mausoleum as sort of the
right. So
Right,
it is worn.
yeah.
Okay, I dig that. Yeah. So
Fits better with the resonance too. So
oh yeah, that's true. And yeah, with that, obviously your guys' peripheral mage sight goes off. But there's no what did you do, because for one of the few times we actually have a visible spell as the earth just, I imagine the dirt kind of moves out of the way, just because they're like, hey, we're bit players, we're background characters, we're getting out of the way, and the stone just parts and then kind of reshapes down into these steps. Yeah, so you can see down into with the sun up high, you can kind of see down into some water. Actually no, I guess it would probably be would it be clear-ish water? No, it's probably kind of gross in there now that I think about it. Yeah. So yes, down into some gray brownish water, and it's like that's not great. But yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
Is there stuff
Water in
living
caves
in there?
is usually
Pretty clear.
fairly clean looking.
Although
Because it doesn't
having
have,
just moved the stone out of the
No
way,
algae.
like
Oh,
having
yeah,
just
that's
moved the
true,
stone
no
out of the way, I
algae.
probably disturbed a lot of the water, right?
Oh yeah. So you
I
have
feel like
some
there might
dirt.
be some silt in it,
Mhm.
but
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not
Yeah.
like slimy.
Yep.
right.
Come for mage. Come for the spells. Stay for the. Is the water dirty? Absolutely though. Yeah. So yeah, there's this silt kind of sitting on top, and some dirt that's kind of sinking down, and some very surprised what the fuck fish who are scattering away into the sides. But otherwise, you can see down into it, and
Hey, Dad.
you definitely, if one were to climb down, you definitely have like the god ray shaft into the cave. But yeah, there's definitely several feet of water that is down there as well. Though technically part of the scale of the spell would include the water. So for
But not the duration.
oh, that's true. Yeah. So yeah, for a second, the water is like, oh yeah, we're gonna part two. Scroosh.
Well,
So
if part of the imago and the shaping is to block off the river from coming in here,
You could do that while you're here.
create a better drain, then the water can be, receding.
that wasn't. Yeah, because Theo had a different idea for the water, so that wasn't part of her original imago.
Mhm.
Not trying to stop us from getting in there or anything like that. But now that that's done, Theo's like, I won't be able to do it tonight because I'm pretty tired. But I can do the same sort of thing with the water. And make a pocket of air for us in here where the river won't be coming in.
Now, not to downplay you saying that you're tired, but technically to do like a small thing like on the cracks, because then you'll be rolling your full die pool again.
Yeah, I'm just thinking the willpower, and she's going to want to tie that one off. Meta-wise.
If you are actually messing with water, because Chris was talking about just changing the rock so that it can drain easier, or I know you guys don't want to block it off because then you mess with the resonance, but
Yeah, but that wasn't the part of Theo's original imago.
no,
She just wanted to get
I
access to the chamber, and then down the road she was going to make a pocket.
right. No, I was talking about for a drain, just be a second spell, but that's it for you guys to decide.
So if I can take some rest, I can come back tomorrow, spend a few hours, I think, on a ritual to just separate the chamber from the river. It shouldn't mess up any of the resonance or anything like that.
Make a space within the water, do the whole rapture thing.
That sounds pretty.
And
Right now, I'd want to drop a rock or something to try to see how deep it is from here.
Yeah, I mean,
Like how deep the actual water is. Like we know how big the cave is, but
right. Because the water coming in is definitely much more than what is draining. Depends on kind of the flow of the river, and from your original spelunking expedition, if the water in the river is actually running low, the trickle inward is like yeah, if anything, is negligible or not at all, which was my original. That's how you get in. It's just you wait until the river is low. So it kind of fluctuates. Right now, the thing is up and probably coming up over the stone steps that go down into it. And considering,
So yeah, like fully filled the cavern right now. Then
pretty close to, yeah, probably. I mean, it's not. Well, yeah, actually, the cavern is pretty tall too. So yeah, like you can go swimming.
can I get some of the water and see if it's got mana in it?
Yeah. Yeah, easily reach down with a little tin
Prime
cup
sight.
or prime sight would let you know too. That just costs mana. So
Yeah, I mean, my immediate thought was like, there was mana in the water before. Is there mana in this water? And just like take a cup and see.
yeah, I imagine you have a little tin, cup, travel and just scoop and sip, and take a point of mana.
Nice. Theo, do you need mana?
Yeah, kind of.
Oh, I was fully tapped apparently.
Okay, so we'll play that on
So nice.
the D&D. You sip at the potion. This is a potion of healing. Here you go, Theo.
You were fully tapped, or you were full up, or you were dead empty?
No, I was out, had 10 mana spent.
Oh,
Okay.
excuse me. Okay, yeah. So so you can take that 1 mana. I thought you meant you were full up. Which comes back to, let me double check the rules for Hallow. But it's what, 3 times?
3 times
Yeah, 3
dot
times
and
it's
task.
not radiant task.
So at this point, and because it has been several days, so there is 6 mana within the water itself. So I'm thinking now, maybe I should have made it tass fish.
That would be cool.
I
But
mean, could be. We have to catch them.
Yeah, which negligible challenge. Yeah. The Theosis uses speak with animals and say, "Come here, fishy," and
Come
have
here.
a
Catch and grill
Oh.
some magic fish.
tasty treat. Thank you, Ash. I appreciate you.
I knew where this
Yeah.
was going.
Just stand on the hunched over the.
It's
stone
always
steps.
the same direction.
Can we make a Lord of the Rings reference here? Yeah. But yes, so yeah, there's mana within the water that you guys can drink up.
Chilean sea task.
Oh, and I have to blame chat for that too. All right.
That's good.
Yeah, but you guys do have the 6 mana to split amongst yourselves.
I'll take
however
one.
you so wish.
I'll take one.
I'll take one as well.
Okay. I will take
I'm going to check on.
the remaining.
I'm going to check on John Paul to see what his mana is.
Yeah, how many?
Well, unfortunately, he's kind of right in the middle. He's 7 and 3, but I don't know if that's 7 spent or 3 spent. He doesn't tend to spend mana, so I think that's 3 unspent or 3 spent. So I
Seems right.
think Legbo will just go ahead and pass since everybody else is considerably more depleted.
Also, he's not here. Hey.
Also,
Okay, because I will take them then. That will give me 6. Or that'll give me 4 mana.
So you took 2 or just...
I took 1 before.
Okay. So I'll take 1 more as well. It'll give me 3.
Okay, that'll put us both at 3 then.
Okay. Sounds good.
uh,
Anything going on Spirit Sight?
yes. So within
Anything new?
No, you don't see anything particularly new. You may notice that one of the, fish seem to have a actual, rank 1, fish spirit kind of clinging and riding along, probably actually fettered to it.
Fettered. Yeah.
Um,
That's neat.
but otherwise, yeah, it's, it's quiet. and you do know that the Purgatorio doesn't come here and isn't in here, so...
What does the iris look like?
I didn't realize it came in different looks, but yeah. I imagine it's... actually, I know exactly what it looks like. It effectively looks like a kind of like yawning pit in the base of the cave. Like, you know, nothing's there, turn the spirit side on, and there's this spot where just the water just is drawing down, even though it's clearly not, but it just feels like there's this kind of sucking vortex. You get the little bathtub twist of the water just kind of in your mage sight. And it seems to lead deeper and underground, which kind of fits the resonance and kind of your expectation.
So, this is a naturally occurring thing, near as we can tell, right?
There's no awakened spell that Gisela saw.
So that means there might be more of them around somewhere.
Possibly. Isabel, have you ever seen anything like this?
No. But it makes sense that it could exist. Like, it doesn't strike me as strange. It's just something new.
If we want more of the mana areas, could keep following the lines. I don't know how rare these are.
Are we able to see the lines, or is that a prime thing?
That is a
That's
prime
prime thing.
spell. So yeah,
Hmm,
it's
spell.
not currently active. That's how Gisela had followed this originally. And there is a intersection with this ley line, which seems to dead end here. Can obviously continue back the other way, but it intersected this big, like, primal, aggressive earth strength kind of ley line.
Yep.
Which together kind of makes that little water vortex.
Like an eddy, yeah.
I wonder if we can douse for them.
Is that what you were rolling there?
My spell will pull me towards them.
Right, but it needs.
That's how I found this one.
But it needs you to be doing a spell. Just that, like a ritual my mom had taught me. I wonder if dowsing would actually do that, because you can douse for different things. Just a idle thought.
With your 4 successes, you come across hey, it's possible. Don't know how, but it's definitely possible.
I feel like if you had an actual magical item that could douse, but we don't.
A little bit of matter, a little bit of prime.
But I mean, the dowsing that I know is more a matter of what you're looking for. You can douse for lots of different things. Yeah.
Not successfully.
Well, sometimes we were successful. I think there's, the alchemy thing that we had in the hill. Like, there's more to magic than just the stuff that we can do. I mean, before I awoke, I sometimes actually heard ghosts and could speak to them, just like my mother could. It wasn't reliable or necessarily dependable, but it was something that we could do from time to time. Now that I think about it, I mean, others are magic. It's reliable or dependable. As I just demonstrated tonight. Although I think that's more about how the strength of your well, she's used the high speech word imago, right?
Mm-hmm.
The strength of the image or the vision you have for it. Well, I'll come back tomorrow, and if you guys want to come, that'd be cool. Or not, whatever. But I can try and do the bubble tomorrow. Spend a few hours on a ritual. And
See that making a space?
yeah.
And Isabel's just kind of been standing at the bottom of the stairs, just like looking down into the water.
Water splashing
fairly
over her boots.
entranced. Right. Fairly entranced for like, at this point, minutes.
I am going to point out something. I don't know if Legba says it or if it's something that whispers in Isabel's ear, but it's like, well, if there's mana on this side, what's on the other side?
Leda? You got a dog?
and we have ground squirrels under our driveway.
Oh no.
Oh no. Yeah, I'm going in.
Do you say this?
Nope.
I'm just kind of like
It's
watching
just
you
sort of a-
stare and then...
Sort of a dive.
So as this ball goes below the surface, Theo just kind of leans over. Didn't you say there was some kind of hungry river spirit?
I mean, the river's that way.
Yeah, this is definitely not her domain.
Here, there's
So,
something else.
what do I have to do to actually traverse?
Spell.
Like, at what rank or whatever? Because reaching at Spirit 3 is to, like, make an iris. Or to just act on both sides at the same time.
Right. For me, I think... Let's see here. I feel like I remember there is a specific one that I thought was appropriate. Let's see here. Iris. Wait, no, not Iris. Loci. Because Iris is going to be all the things. But yeah, I definitely feel like you could probably do it at Loci. Not
I mean, I have 3. I know I can do it. I just was curious how it should be. How many?
Mhm.
I mean, I figure it's probably ruling to just make it let me through.
Right, that's kind of my thought too. 4. Not Genius Loci. Interesting. They don't have a specific spot. You find them. Blah 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 blah. Shadow. Cross through. Yeah, it doesn't actually give a specific idea of how one crosses. Just what happens when you're over there. But yeah, I definitely think that 2 is enough to, Spirit 2 is enough to basically, especially if one exists, just...
Mechanics of the game wise, it seems like a 2-dot spell to mimic an inherent power of a werewolf to just sort of cross over at a locus seems relatively...
Yeah. Basically,
within
hey,
scope
knock on
of
the
power.
door, open up.
Right. Cool. 9 plus 3. Just calling on the yantra of the cave itself.
Sure.
And then a willpower. And should just be instant, right? For the reach.
Oh yeah, because I don't think you need duration to keep, unless you want to just keep it open, which sounds like a bad idea.
Well, or is it a spell on myself to be able to pass through?
I am up for either way. basically.
I'm okay. I've got to reach to have it be duration on myself.
Mhm.
Yeah. Baby. My scream. Cool. So instant and duration, and I've got 2 free reach. So
Cool.
I'm just rolling 8 dice.
Absolutely. Sure, there's your exceptional success.
There's my 5.
So take your
I told you.
willpower.
Excellent.
And a condition or
Ish.
I would think additional step in
back to me.
duration or so you don't need withstand.
Hey, Lash.
Yeah, we can take duration.
Okay, yep.
So it'll last a day.
Yep.
Just in case.
Yeah.
Talking back
So
to me, huh?
cast the spell as you jump, I imagine. And
Yeah, pretty much.
everybody's peripheral mage sight goes
Hey,
off and it's over there. What's
Just sort of, whoop, and then just
I don't think you hit the water. I think it's
No,
a
I don't
jump
think so
and
either.
just whoop. Legba goes, I thought that was my thing.
To put on all my mage sites and try to find out what happens.
Sure. Yeah, so all your mage sights on. And, well, actually, I guess if you turn on Prime.
Yeah, that cost a mana, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, I'll do it then.
And, yeah, I definitely feel like probably at the tail end, you see this spell, as it kind of, you see the trickling, sparkly stuff that was following Isabel. Well, actually, Petrichor. And, yeah, just
I didn't use Shadow Name, so
definitely no real understanding of what it is because you don't know spirit, but it definitely matches the idea of ruling and that practice and just making something do its thing. What exactly it was?
well, she knows.
Not sure.
She knows it was a spirit spell.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's
Yes, but
By
that's
looking
what I
at
mean. Would not know what it actually does because it doesn't have spirit, but
yeah, tell me what the general vibe of it is.
Well, wherever she went, it looked intentional.
I mean, yeah, but do we wait? Do we know she's gonna come back here?
Is there a portal or something?
Yeah,
which you guys had discussed before that there was a
yeah, we talked about this. There's the mana bit, and then for the spirits, there's a door.
Like the gates in the graveyards.
I think Legba is the one who goes, that seems right. A space sight on, able to see irises.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I haven't seen it, but Isabel said it was a gate door.
Well, I guess we'll see if she comes back.
I'm just gonna sit down on the stairs and stare at the spot where she disappeared.
Yeah, I think Legba turns to Theo and says, we will keep an eye out for her return, and if a couple hours pass, maybe I will see if I can be the opener of ways and follow her.
Legba, you're always talking about distance is a lie, right?
Yes?
So, in your view, there's no distance between here and the camp?
There is, but there isn't.
Can you look in the camp? I just want to make sure they're safe if we're going to be here for a bit.
I can do that. I think. And I'm going to subtract the mana from Legba's pool. Or maybe add mana, because I don't know which direction this is going. We're going more towards the middle one way or another. Because pretty sure he's got enough of a connection with Rilla to scry on her. And see that, from his perspective, because he doesn't do the grid screen or anything like that. He just kind of closes his eyes, sits, and says, "Yes, I can see her. She is sitting with Catherine, who is, I can't quite see. She may be knitting or preparing food, or is blurry."
All right. Thank you. Well, if we're going to be here for a bit, maybe I should get started on a ritual.
That's a fair point.
Yeah. While we're here, if you could go ahead and make the space, then sure.
Yeah. I'll get started on that.
I can help you with this. So we're doing a ritual. Let's put a little luck.
Yeah, if you're up for doing 6 hours, 6-hour ritual.
Is that what a ritual duration is?
No, it's 3 hours,
3.
but using that particular spell, it doubles the ritual duration, but it makes it rote, which basically guarantees, especially if you have like 2 to 3 dice, normally, that's almost guaranteed that you'll get it. So.
Talking about getting home after dark at that point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because that's true. You guys got up pretty early, so you've got some time to work with.
Yeah, we went to church.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, and then walked out here, so it's
Right.
8,
It's probably
9?
like mid-afternoon.
Right.
What's the durability of water?
0. Durability is...
Depends on how hard you hit it.
It's true. Yeah. Anywhere between 0 and 2. So, while you guys are figuring out potential spells and things like that, Chris is over here dying. What is going on?
I'm good.
You have your flute?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So, dragging Ganem through the gauntlet, the first thing you hear is Ganem going, wait, clearly in the middle of a, like, yelling and screaming at you.
Poor baby.
And on the other side, you are immediately going to throw some D&D terms at you. You're immediately knocked prone and squeezed. Yeah, you are in a tiny, like, wet and close and, sorry, because I'm messing with my own head here. Your shoulders are tensed up, and you're like, oh, that's a wall. That's a wall. There's a little space ahead of me. My feet can move. But you are definitely like in a very small, tight tunnel. And Ganem is going, great. We're in the shadow, in the dark, and you can't move. Meanwhile, Ganem, who at this point is, looking like this, very small. I mean, let's be honest, it's going to be very like Sill, right? This kind of wispy, vapory, kind of thing is flitting around and going, all right, well, let me look around. You're an idiot. Meanwhile, all in wonderful, sing-songy voice. And I don't even think that you can see anything because you are most definitely underground. And yeah, Ganem is gone, which you can, well, I guess, because you had your mage sight on.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess it only helps you with stuff that you can perceive. But yeah, you could definitely see like Ganem, just because he is a spirit. And he comes flitting back and saying, well, that way was a bust. And then you just kind of feel him slide over you and, oh, there's your boot. He comes back out, continues down the tunnel. A little while later, well, it opens up, but you're not going to like it. He comes back, says, okay, can you wiggle backwards or make yourself smaller? Or okay, yeah, there you go. Okay, hang on. It's not far, but yeah, it's about a foot or two, and then you're like, you can feel your ankles moving, and you're in a bigger space, and you start kind of working your way out, and little bumps and scrapes, but not like hurt. And it's once your waist comes out and you're like able to bend your knees, you realize that there's no space to put your feet underneath, and your weight is very Winnie the Pooh stuck in a hole kind of thing. And Ganem says, okay, so a little ways down.
So you're emerging from a narrow tunnel.
Cliff. This hole was made for me. Like Dex Athletics to get like wiggle out into a handhold, not fall.
I like that. Yeah, I'm totally okay with that. Especially because you have a little bit of control of how far you're moving, because you could just kind of push your arms out to the side.
Right.
Oh yeah.
3
So
successes.
yeah, it's the wiggle, and like you could feel, especially when it's just like your arms and your shoulders, and gravity is pulling, and this kind of reverse your grip and pull, and you're able to finally turn your head back, and there is this luminescent. I don't know that Isabel is familiar with, but it's definitely like some bioluminescent fungus and moss and stuff like that, and it is this enormous off into the darkness cavern, right? Anybody who's played Skyrim, you know what you're thinking. Yes. Can't remember the name of the stupid place, but you end up there accidentally all the damn time. And now you were kind of clad on this, U-sized tunnel, and kind of look over your shoulder, and you can see that, and looking down, it's not terrible, but it's 10, 15 feet. But you are against the wall, and so you could probably slow your descent very, Mario wall slide kind of thing. But yeah.
Sure. Well, you can dangle all the way, and then try and,
Yep.
make a roll.
Yep. I'm trying to
Something-
remember.
Another, like, Dex Athletics.
I think so.
I looked it all up originally, because originally Songbird was going to start with parkour.
Oh, nice. Okay. Dex Athletics it is.
Nope.
Okay. I cannot remember. I know, like, it eventually caps out at 10 bashing damage. But yeah, no, I think you're just going to take 3 bashing damage as you just kind of come down.
Okay.
It's rough, but you knew it was coming, had that grip on the
Right.
wall, and so I don't think you get the full force that would, like, really hurt your legs. You're going to feel it in the morning, but yeah, for now you are safe and there, and you know where your way out is. It's going to be a pain in the ass to get back in there, but yeah, looking around, and Ganem is kind of floating and zipping around your head and moving about, and Ganem goes, "Great, cool. So we're here. The big things are here. You know that, right? Like the really big ones, the one that make Alphoth look small."
Like how Gidem is always just like waving the red cape in front of
You always know just what to say.
Right, I know. Yes, I do. Ganem, however, is still learning.
Poor baby.
Yeah. He goes, no, don't make that face. That is the face that is going to get us hurt. Like, Alphoth is scary.
I got a flute.
You were adorable. No!
And a gun.
Actually, here, that might actually be kind of useful. Okay, yeah, you might want to pull that out. Like, you feel Ganem kind of move up into your hair. It is, like, clinging, very Ratatouille, like, clinging in on your hair and stuff like that. It's like, okay, you can look around. I want to get out of here, but I can't, like, there's a tug on your hair, but I can't make you, so let's just not be dumb, okay?
We'll be fine.
You keep saying that.
So far,
it's been true every time.
Right. Up until I die. So now that you're down here and looking about, big, like very Alice in Wonderland, huge mushrooms, other smaller ones. Is there a reason between them? No, they look like they're the exact same species. Some just grew absolutely huge. Others are small. And there is definitely other spirits here. It takes you a second to even recognize that they have to be spirits. But yeah, you have some like big gecko-y. Yes, they're probably little crabs. But no, little like gecko, lizard, subterranean lizard kind of things. and as you're walking, like, you don't usually even notice them until they just skitter, and it was like, oh, that was a lizard the size of a horse. Okay. There are some smaller ones, especially among the fungus, or just some very lazy, lounging, rank ones and, moats that are just like, yep, mushrooms, fungi, just hanging out, chilling and doing nothing. Though when you arrive, there's definitely like some movement as they're, kind of meerkatting up and looking at you and going, the fuck is that?
So many horse-sized ducks.
Yes, absolutely. Gadam is Windle. Unintentionally, but yes.
But yeah.
Poor Windle. For the most part, yeah, it's big. There is definitely some water trickling through in these little rivulets, muddy kind of stuff. So it's definitely got a little bit more soil to it down here than like your guys' cave, which was basically stone all the way around. And as you venture deeper, more spirits, most of whom are giving you leeway and staying out of your way just because you're new and they don't know what the hell you are. How long or how far are you going? I imagine I know the answer to this, but...
I was going to say something like wit survival to kind of like get an idea of the area and the layout and everything like that.
Sure.
And like not lose the whole...
All right, the most important thing, the way out, yeah.
Yeah, the path back to the wardrobe.
Yep. Ooh, yeah, you're like, dude, this is so cool, this is great. And then there's a moment you just stop and do this slow 360 and realize you didn't place any landmarks in your head or anything. And Gadam is like, don't go that way. What do you do? Then you stop and turn, and you hear Gadam just like growl. He's like, "You're lost."
Not lost.
You
just don't know where you are.
Just not sure which way we came from.
Don't
It'll be
move.
Fine.
And like you feel it moving out from your hair, which feels like this really enormous bug stuck in your hair,
Right.
And kind of pulls itself up and just goes up and up, and you can watch it, and it's definitely like inching cautiously, looking about. And
Periscope.
yeah, Craig or Ash, please call it. Somebody roll a D10, just one D10, please.
I'll do it.
One ping only.
8.
Okay. Yeah. Ganem comes back down and says, okay. It's back that way. Past the big old
Got it.
mushroom. Now,
Okay, that one right
yes.
there? All right. Cool.
With your
Going this way.
and trying to keep it to your back, basically. Yep.
Yeah.
This is so idiotic. This is the dumbest thing you've ever done. And Ganem is
Just you wait, Ganem.
You've done some dumb things
I'm
before, but
about
this
to
is
like,
dumb
it's
this
really
up all the
pretty
way.
You've done some pretty dumb things.
Well,
as Ganem is in the middle of his diatribe. Oh, go ahead, Chris.
no, if something's about to happen, that's fine.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I was about to make something happen.
Yeah, it's in the middle of his diatribe, and maybe his voice is starting to carry, and it's getting a little bit louder and stuff, and there is just a sudden like stillness within the cavern. That like, wait, hang on, I'm not hearing any other spirits move, and like you can see some of the moats and rank ones that are just now like pulling themselves down. And then you see one long kind of like, I guess, spine of some point that kind of extends up wider. And then another one. And another. And another. And then
Like 8 of them total,
8 of
maybe?
them total as this Shelob looking motherfucker just like kind of lowers down. It's just a spider, man. But yeah, easily its head is the size of your head, but it's itty bitty little spider head, and the rest of the body just coming back, and just the eyes kind of look at you. And it is not one of those like very cute spider eyes. These are this is apex predator, and like it's not big bulbousy spider. No, this is like some hunter leaper
Black Widow
spider.
shit.
Yeah.
So trigger warning for the audience at home.
Yes, sorry, apologies. Yes, spiders. We will not describe said spiders any further. But yes, and it just kind of looks at you and starts to speak in a language you do not understand. And like it is not a, like, it's not, Charlotte's Web, melodious voice. This is a very scary, I eat things voice. And Ganem goes, kneel down, kneel down, kneel down, kneel down.
Well, I will kneel.
Sorry, what was that? Yeah.
I will kneel.
And Ganem was like, oh my God, you don't understand her, do you?
No.
Okay, so this is super dumb. Fuck. And Ganem kind of like worms out from your hair and like starts to speak again in the first tongue. And then Ganem goes, okay, well, terrific. May I introduce her ladyship of the darkness? She wants to know why you are trespassing.
I was exploring an extension of what I thought to be the realm and court that I am a part of. Through sheer ignorance, am I trespassing? And I profusely apologize.
And then was like, good, yeah, okay. And like starts to like translate, and you watch as what was this little spirit and just kind of this wispy thing, Ganem kind of adjusts himself and looks kind of like some of the footmen and kind of butlery types that you have seen or potentially actually may have grown up with, and it's just standing as best he can on your shoulders. And I'm just going full Sill with this, sorry folks, and is just gesturing at your face, and is like putting on a brave show of a lot of little bows from Ganem, and the spider head kind of turns and looks you up and down, and one of those big pincers comes up and just prods into your shoulder. And yeah, it is definitely, are you fat enough to eat kind of thing. And notably, you don't have any essence in your pattern, right? Okay. And
probably for the best right now.
And Ganem says, all right, well, we have been given leave to leave. And if we are found within her ladyship's court again, it is expected that we bring, she said, plentiful offerings.
While I am kneeling there and Ganem is talking for me, I'm going to cast a spell. I don't know how big this thing is.
And I saw your shaping, Craig. We will come back, I promise.
That's fine.
Casting no spirit.
I am totally on board for Isabel's craziness here, so no problem.
Also, while Chris is getting that together, giant bug has failed me. I have already emptied it, which also means that there's no extra coffee waiting for me after the break.
A tragedy.
It is an absolute tragedy. Reach for instant. Technically 2 reach, 1 for range, but that doesn't matter. Sensory range.
Oh,
yeah.
She touched me, right?
That's true. Yeah. Wait for it. Ah. Yep. Fair. Again, not that it matters.
Yeah.
Cool. 4, 0, so 6. All right.
I'm gonna make it be -6 and roll 4 dice.
Oh, for the potency. Okay, cool. Absolutely.
Yes,
One success. So we started at 3 potency, took another
With
3
6
potency, took 6 potency, and your spell fails.
Well, it doesn't fail. It just I don't get anything.
The spell goes off, and you're like, haha. Which means that she is 6 or above.
Does she know that?
I'm gonna try it again a
Does
different
she
way.
not recognize that ping though? Okay.
No,
It's not like a clash of wills
it's,
or
just,
something.
it's not external or anything.
Now,
like that.
if Isabel was using like focus mage sight or something like that, that mana manipulation, that is when things start to notice things.
Maybe
They specifically mentioned focus mage sight, that most things that are sentient do not like being poked and prodded and looked at.
Gotcha. I'm going to try essentially the same thing to fish for an exceptional success.
Okay.
Because I know that I'm good at this spell, and occasionally it has just been very powerful.
I definitely dig that. It's like, hang on, let me try this from a different way. A little more finesse, a little less strength.
Right. And I get it.
Oh, that's right, because this is your praxis. Yes. So take your willpower. Bypass withstand, to which you would then get...
So I get 3 questions.
Right.
3 questions. What is its rank?
7.
What are its influences, and roughly how strong are they?
Very quickly, it's basically going to be 7 spider. 5 spider, 2 darkness.
Cool. And what is its ban?
I was prepared for its bane, but I didn't think about a ban. But yeah, no. Yeah, I think it is very like Gisela would feel at home with this. Like, it is definitely a ladyship kind of thing, proper etiquette, and I guess etiquette and humility, and I'm a guest in your home and stuff like that, and she will not like eat you.
Okay, so I did good.
Yep. Yeah, and her name is, I know that's the one, but her name is literally her ladyship of the darkness. Yeah.
Excellent. 10 out of 10. Good spider.
A proper
Very scary.
lady.
Yeah. Adios.
Yep, thank you. Bow, do not turn your back to the queen. You just back up, and now turn. Okay, go. Which I never did understand that. It's like, yeah, don't turn your back to the queen until you eventually have to turn around at some point.
Until you're out of the royal presence, which is like
it's like, where is that? It's when
sort of semi-nebulous
It's
range.
when the carpet ends, bud. Once you're back on the tile, then you can turn around. Kadem, it's like immediately back in your hair going, why do you do this? Like hissing in your ear.
You could have told me.
I was yelling at you the entire time. I didn't know she lived down here.
Well, then what were you so scared of?
Anything like her. What if we met a mean one?
Look, she had perfect manners, and so did I. Everything's fine. As I told you, everything's fine. Now, let me crawl back into this tiny ass hole.
Yep. Which for narrative purposes, it's going to take you a minute or two. Maybe require... Because you don't have enough life yet to like your self diggy claws yet. But yeah. Yeah, but it's an effort. But yeah, you make your way up in there because I don't want to drag it out. And your spell lasts for a day, so yeah, there's a very awkward do the earthworm to wiggle yourself through, and kind of in my head you will yourself through to the other side.
Just sort of knock your head up into the stone and
knock yourself out, fall asleep in the shadow where
fine.
somebody can do.
Well, she can't fit in here.
Cool. And we'll take our break and we'll come back and figure out what the rest of the gang was up to in that hour or so. And because we'll see if Isabel surfaces under a bunch of water or in a nice little bubble, or something similar. So we'll be right back. And Ralph did message me with stuff he has planned. So yay. Yeah, back in a sec. Cool. So flip side, over with Theo casting Shaping. I saw you had 2 casts. Was one?
I didn't hear the first one go up. That's all.
Oh, okay. So you just duplicate that was my mystery during the break. I was looking. I was like, is there a difference? I don't see. Okay, cool. And so this is specifically it's Shaping, and you're casting it on just the water, or?
Well, so I had some questions on that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know about getting duration and stuff, but I want this to not fade away.
Mm-hmm. So you need an indefinite spell.
So I need to pay the reach for advanced duration and then boost it to indefinite.
Yeah, you you have to go the full duration. So you have to get it that enough steps, which is the big doozy in terms of casting it at low level, because basically you have to get advanced duration and then down to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th step, normally minus 10, spend an additional reach and a mana. And that makes it indefinite.
Right, but Theo doesn't know about that part.
Right, and that's fine. I'm making sure Craig is aware of what's going to happen.
So I'm thinking I might take more than 1 ritual duration.
Okay, you're already potentially doubling it with Ash's help.
Yeah, I wasn't going to cast that spell because it was going to take 6 hours.
Cool.
If you are choosing to take 6 hours, I'm definitely not gonna.
What's the bonus for additional?
+1.
+1.
+1?
But that comes after you calculate yantras.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, remember, because of how...
Swap to duration primary.
Right. So that'll give you a little bit of a boost because you don't care about durability. And then... so yeah, the reach to swap that, which will give you a couple steps.
-6 on top of that.
And then... what was the other thing? You can use concentration because that'll be a better yantra. And then there was something else I was thinking of. Oh, right. And remember that you don't have to completely offset yantras. You can cast a spell at like -5 total, right? It makes it a chance die though.
Mm-hmm. So that'll be an extra reach.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need potency, but I need -6 for duration. Right, no, but I get... So advanced duration for reach, and then that starts me at 1, 2. So 2, 4, 6, 8, if I'm reading that right.
Wait, hang on. So
You spin the reach to make it a duration spell, so you
With-
get your
With
dots.
Matter 2, you should have a day-long duration.
Okay. Yeah, so it'd be -8 to get to indefinite.
Yes.
2, 4, 6, 8. Yep.
Wait, no, here.
So for yantras, I can use concentration to get a 2. And how about the environment that I'm kind of making?
Environment
a home on the
is a 1, but I mean, again, this is one of those ones you're casting on the water, just, tin cup, right?
Right, but I'm thinking like I'm making like a home underground, like a resting place.
Mm-hmm.
Is okay.
But that's the thing. Environment
So
it caps out at +1.
Sure.
Yep.
So 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. -8. I'm at -1.
Can I do anything to assist?
Only if you have matter. And
Yeah,
that's the thing. I was like, you guys keep not doubling up on stuff, so you can't both combine for spells like this. Because
we can't actually help.
Mm-hmm. Technically, you could help, but it would be a yantra bonus of +1.
It would replace one of the other yantras,
Right, exactly.
which is already +1.
Yep. Yeah, well, if you had a sleepwalker who had ritual savvy, you could pay them willpower for bonus dice. That's outside the yantra, which is super.
Well, I don't have any willpower left,
Right.
so that's it. It's a chance die.
You have yantras?
Yeah, 3 yantras. No, 2 yantras, but it's +3.
Yep. So when offset.
So you get to exactly 0 die with an extra ritual duration.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, right, yeah. So it's still a chance die.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, not even a point taking the extra ritual duration, then we'll just do it in 3 hours and see what I get.
So spend 3 hours sitting atop casting. Well, actually, I guess you don't even really need to spend 3 hours. You just spend the reach on it.
Yeah. So I'm overreaching. Well, no, because I don't want to do the overreach again.
Yeah, because this is going to be a big overreach.
It's going to be big anyway, and I only have 3 mana to throw at it. So,
as Chris said,
so I'm overreaching by 2, but I've already had a roll tonight, right?
Yeah, because you'll be 3. So
Yeah, you've already done it 3 times.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So you'll be 5 paradox.
All right. And because I'm taking some time, I can spend over my limit.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll spend 3 mana on that. 2 mana on that.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So it brings paradox down to losing the plot. 4?
We were at 5, so I'm spending 2, so it's 3.
3. Thank you. Nothing there.
Cool.
All right, so bear in mind, chance die, so we have to have a 10.
Yeah, 10% chance this will actually work.
It's like guaranteed for Greg.
No.
Don't jinx it.
Hey, look at that!
What the hell?
Told you.
All right.
A 1 in a million chance is guaranteed.
Right.
Yeah.
So, pat on the back. Thank you for playing.
Literally not even surprised.
Me either. I was like, it's still Craig. But yeah, pat on the back can now step aside from being the ballsiest low dice pool spell. And chance die to do all this. Okay. So yes, and you were casting this on the water, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, and so describe what this looks like now.
So I'm describing this in like anthropomorphized terms, but I'm making the water think that there's a wall there. So a wall will just sort of sweep across the chamber, gently moving the water out until it's sealed in the passageway that leads to the river, and then holds there.
So are you just trying to seal up the passageway?
No, I'm just trying to get the water out of the chamber, but visually that's like the imago I have is as if a wall were going to be moving across and sealing it. There's no wall there.
Right.
I'm just making the water think there is.
Just make like a square area for us to be in.
Yeah, because otherwise we could have just closed the passageway.
But I didn't want to close the passageway because we didn't want to seal it off necessarily. I'm just making like an air bubble at the end of the road that comes from the river.
Okay, so you're talking about...
I want like a water wall there.
Gotcha. So not all the way up to the thing, which would plug it.
Yeah, not up to the thing.
Yeah. Gotcha. Okay, yeah. So there's a portion where the water can still come through.
Yes.
Gotcha. Cool. I dig that. So yeah, you have...
And we can walk down into the middle.
Right. Yeah, because basically, if I'm have the same mental image, you have the stairs coming down, and over towards the entrance is this vertical wall of water that kind of runs down and kind of...
And there's like a little stream that's coming up the middle of the room that leads to where because it was drawing water in here somehow, right?
Oh yeah. There's cracks in the wall and stuff like that. That was...
There's a hole water comes in. There's small cracks water leaves through.
Right.
Because we crawled in through the hole.
Right.
So I'm leaving like a little stream.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I dig it. Yeah, I mean, at this point, it can be shaped however, and...
Right, because we still want to be able to collect tasks, meta-wise, right? We still want to be able to collect tasks, right? So we still want to have water.
I mean, it'll form in some other way if there's no water on the
Right,
Hallow.
it just might not be immediately accessible or...
Right.
For us.
Well,
right?
and keeping the water in also doesn't change up the residence. It's still underwater and stuff like that. Yeah. And because we're not doing a ritual duration, so that's a flashy little, all right, move. Which, considering the chance die, it was probably more of a strained and please this is over there. Oh, hey, it worked. And you spent the reach and you saved your mana because you had to spend the mana on... Yes, I was wondering why you were so clear about the 2 mana I was right on.
So I've got the spell off, but I'm still kind of maintaining it somehow. It's still tied to me.
Right, it's in your spell control.
So can I examine that on how to let it go without, like, can I do a scrutiny on it to understand how
Scrutinizing your own spell, totally cool. But yeah, I don't think you have the mana to activate Focus Mage Sight.
I have 1.
Oh, were you up to 4?
I held 1. No, I held 1 back.
Oh, okay.
Which you had to spend on the indefinite, though.
Oh.
So reaching a mana to go to indefinite. So you don't have a mana to
Okay,
scrutiny.
so I spent the 1 mana to... Okay.
Yeah.
So,
which, I mean, is fine because you have this for
You did the hard
indefinitely.
part.
yeah, but it's in my spell control, and I have to figure out how to get rid of that.
Yep. Yeah, which I think is probably the thing that...
I don't think that's a hard thing to do.
No, but I think specifically doing so safely may be the question, which, I mean, this is one of those spells that may be okay meta-wise to do unsafely, but regardless, doesn't have the willpower point to spend on that.
Nope.
So, yeah. And it's indefinite, so it's definitely something that you can come back and visit later and be like, okay,
Fix it tomorrow.
I'm definitely like getting tired of this wall of water sitting in my head. I would like to... I need to clear that space out, please. So you guys are now able to descend completely down into the chamber. Legba, coming down with you, and it's really kind of weird because before, for at least Gisela, when you had come in here and the water had been stopped, right? The water and the floor was still kind of wet and slick, but now it's bone dry, Moros. Except for these, in my head, these very synthetically artificial streams of water that are crossing through your like ritual space effectively and are running directly to the larger cracks on the wall. So you have these kind of zigzaggy streams of water that like you can step on and are solid and like have no give whatsoever, but you can see water moving through them. But yeah, you guys now have this open space as long as Craig doesn't as long as Theo doesn't end the spell. Which, I mean, hey, that's one of those things of maybe this is a useful thing when we have to flood in case of, somebody actually summoned a fiery inferno demon and we need to douse him with a bunch of river water. But yeah, so at this point now you have this space. It is, irregular in shape, but more or less a largish chamber. It's definitely smaller than a house, but you've got room within it for the three of you to spread out and have your own a little bit of standing room and stuff like that. What next?
Isabel takes a deep breath and prepares to dive into water.
Yeah.
Comes up flopping like a fish on the ground.
That'll be in about an hour or so.
Yeah.
But yeah, and that's what I'm trying to see if there's anything you guys immediately do, or now that you guys have kind of cleared the space.
Wait, I took 4 hours to do that?
Because remember, there was not a ritual cast.
Did it instantly.
Right, did it with, spent the extra reach to do it at instant. Because there's no reason to do it
I
ritually.
don't think he did that.
No,
because he was already overreaching and he was scared of more.
Yeah, I did the 3-hour cast.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so in that case, sorry. Yeah, you definitely come up in the middle of water and kind of surface up. And while Theo is sitting, imagine, on the edge of the stone steps looking down in the middle of the spell cast. So, yeah, okay. Missed that. I could have sworn we'd spend just one more reach for the instant.
I wasn't feeling that lucky. I needed all my luck for the chance that.
Fair. Wait, hang on. Did you roll? Oh no, that's right. I had 0 on Paradox. I was like, where was your wisdom roll? Oh, right. Cool. But yeah, so yeah. At that point, yeah,
So
it is now 3 hours. The place is dry, and everybody is here.
Great. Wonderful hideout we've got here.
Mm-hmm. Feels like I need some decoration.
Legba begins figuring out with space how to, make this place invisible, save for the coven of, Purgatory Bluff.
Yeah, I'm gonna be basically poking and prodding at the water walls. I don't know about matter spells. I want to make sure that it's solid.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's gonna stay that way before I start trying to make plans in the space.
Cool. So you're scrutinizing the spell?
Yeah.
Cool. What you going to scrutinize it with? Prime, I imagine?
Prime, yeah. It's just Gnosis and Prime.
Mm-hmm.
Two successes.
And shaping is a 2 spell, so that clears the first opacity, or first 2 door level.
The first tier.
Yes, thank you. Somebody
So,
have
one
mercy.
more time.
Sure. Yeah, I definitely think this is something that you can definitely scrutinize fairly quickly. It is just a spell. Sure.
2 again.
Yep. So yeah, you pick up the signature nimbus of Theo, which, hey, Theo, remind us, whatever, because we haven't talked about it in a little bit. What is your signature nimbus?
I have to remind myself. It's little, almost miniature ghosty spirits kind of floating around.
Right.
Yeah.
I actually remember. But,
Ghosts holding up the water.
right. Yeah, I love that. Little ghosts holding up the water and, Gisela having a little bit of a flashback to, oh, right.
I'm just imagining the little, it is mystery ghosts.
But yeah, the little things that you thought were your gremlins come back to haunt you. But yeah, and you get the full details of, it's matter, indefinite duration, which is probably something new, some extra aspect of a spell of no, I've, the idea of a spell that, lasts for a year, that makes sense. But this thing doesn't have a duration. It's just going to be here.
It just is?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, and there's, the extra little mana, the extra little reach that it took, I think, is probably the obvious thing of oh, okay, that took, that little extra effort. But otherwise, yeah, it's, Theo's spell. And matter, yeah. It's fairly straightforward, obviously.
Yeah, okay. I'm feeling comfortable with settling then.
Right.
I want to bring a bookcase so I can stop hiding things in my house and writing in bizarre codes. This seems safer.
Yep, how are you gonna get the bookcase out of the house and over here?
No, like, I'm gonna start by bringing the books. I was just like, perhaps that is a thing we could build.
I mean, let me point you to the Moros.
Yeah,
I need some bookshelves on the wall.
this.
Alright. Merp. It's probably not today.
Yeah, but like, I mean, yeah, I've seen all the
Mm-hmm.
things you've just done. Just like, can I get a bookshelf?
Legba basically takes the time. It's like, well, this is a new ritual space, and starts to meditate.
Oh. Like in the mine.
Legba is like, yeah, I mean, you know, it might as well be another ritual space. This will be ours instead of the cults.
I think Theo's going to join.
Okay.
I should see about lights. We don't have a lantern. It was midday. I wouldn't have brought one. I'm like basically at this point going through a shopping list in my head of things I need to bring.
The shopkeeper awakens within within Gisela.
Just like walking around and trying to make plans. Like, we need a lantern because presumably we'll be down here when it's not daytime sometimes.
Sorry, if anybody said
I have
something,
nothing to add.
it was my computer froze up for a second.
You know, while they were meditating, I'm just like pacing around the space, like room designing in my head.
The thing I appreciate is Isabel went into the other side, came out, and everyone's like, "Okay, so what are we gonna do with this room?" Isabel's like, "I went to another place."
Oh yeah,
Just
we
gonna
kind
sit
of.
out of the way.
Yeah,
I think
kind of have to
that would
drink
have been a
that.
conversation while the spell was casting, right? Because that took a while.
Functionally, like, it may have been something you actually waited on because Theo can participate in the conversation.
Right.
But
Yeah. Isabel would have waited to not distract Theo, because she can be excitable.
But yeah, and I think actually it is definitely a conversation Ligba gets involved in, just because
Oh yeah.
it is on the other side of a doorway.
Yep. Yep. There's a big ass spider.
And
Like, how?
A queen, a proper queen.
Oh. When you say a big spider,
Yes.
how big?
house-sized.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, see, I was thinking a big spider like hand-sized.
No, I don't know that I would have made a big deal about that.
That's a very big spider, Isabel.
Yeah, that's what I said.
I've been to the desert. Seen the tarantula.
So is this like a house-sized one?
8 big spindly legs, 8 big eyes. Spoken a language I didn't understand.
Proper queen.
Proper queen. Get him translated for me. It's a language like falling boulders.
Interesting.
Obviously, I'll need to learn to speak.
Of course.
So what is it through there besides the house of a giant spider?
The other side.
I mean,
That
and
tells me nothing.
functionally, it is.
Everywhere around us is the gauntlet. There is a separation between this world and that. It is a primal. And Isabel just goes off, like, and like switches to Spanish and then English and French some.
you thought
and trying to
Spanglish
get the
was
point
bad.
across and
Welcome to
Yeah, no.
3 different languages plus high speech.
yeah. Right.
So it's like a whole other place.
It's
Not like this place,
like-
but a shadow.
I mean, specifically, this was...
helpfully can look at your very distorted reflection in these water walls and provide a bit of a
metaphor.
Visual metaphor.
Very much like this place, but not.
Right.
Okay, because what I was thinking was
this place is underground, so that place was as well, but it doesn't mean that they are the same. There are glowing plants and giant mushrooms, and it's a fantastical landscape.
Lizards, geckos the size of horses.
could you get above ground?
I was asked to leave. My trespassing was forgiven for now because I apparently had the polite manners befitting Her Majesty, the Queen of Darkness.
You were polite.
I was raised well.
Somewhere unheard Gadem said, I helped a lot.
Still can't hear it.
Yep.
It's fine.
So could you go back without trespassing?
With the proper offering.
That makes sense. It's only polite to come into someone else's home with a gift.
Especially a queen.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if there's similar things on... Because you talk about you can see into that space. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's the same thing for me with the ghosts. So I wonder if there's rulers there.
I mean, we've got a few names of them across history if you want to start counting.
You haven't seen into the underworld, have you?
A brief glimpse
Just the open gate.
through an open gate.
It didn't seem great.
No, you just, because it was just, it was this black.
And it pulled the guy in, yeah.
Wasn't there just screaming?
No,
No. Okay.
But the gate opening sounded unpleasant, but
yeah, it was fairly like the whole gothic portcullis rising kind of thing. Yeah, like when I helped a spirit, a ghost return or to let go of this world, and it was pulled through the gate. Which kind of made me curious about what was on the other side, but now that you've shown you can cross over through those things without, immediately dying or something.
This one.
Yeah. Well, and,
Yeah.
hey, you know how to shield yourself from death.
Mm-hmm. I'm kind of curious. Maybe we should do an expedition across that gate. So can you take others with you when you go through that portal?
Certainly. You'd be even less fit to be over there than I was, though.
And boy, is that going to be a squeeze.
And we would need suitable offerings as well, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if we could provide them.
Yeah, what sort of an offering does a Spider Queen like?
Innocent. It's their food.
Where do you get that?
Anywhere and everywhere.
But there
Does
is
it
a
come-
lot
There's
sitting
a lot
right here.
though.
Does it come in different flavors?
That I think we've even actually discussed in character, because we talked
Yeah?
about the
Okay.
essence here was fishy and
like water.
Oh, we're talking about the
Yeah,
residents.
if you already use the term resonance in character, you definitely know that it comes in different flavors.
That's true. Yeah, because by definition.
So she doesn't have a preference for what type of resonance?
Probably. Do you eat human food? She probably eats spider and darkness food.
Mm-hmm.
So we bring her spiders?
Spider essence.
Or things spiders eat. Or darkness essence.
Ladies, I don't mean to disparage you, but I absolutely don't believe that either of you are fit to be over there.
I don't want to go.
So perhaps we should not use we pronouns here.
Yes. I personally have no intention of making an offering to the Spider Queen.
Mm-hmm. It is not an immediate pressing journey I wish to partake of. It is good to know our neighbors, though.
Mm-hmm.
You have
Especially when I'm sure they could come through.
And we wouldn't even see them.
Cue Kisla's paranoia again. On the plus side, one
They'd have a hard time.
Yeah, it couldn't bother
Yes.
us, right?
They would have to work at it for a while. Or have the appropriate condition.
though I guess they can use influence. But then they can only
Right.
mess. She'd only be able to mess with spiders and darkness.
Spiders, man.
In darkness.
Or will cause spiders to show up all over the place.
Mhm.
So if the town gets overrun by spiders one day, we'll kind of know.
I can do that too. It's fine. Just like point over there and call a spider. It's fine. Well, this is a lovely space you have created for us.
Definitely needs some atmosphere. Decorations and whatnot.
What are we going to use it for? I'm planning on hiding things here.
It's befitting.
It's a place to practice our magic outside of prying eyes.
Seems like a place for a sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just pointing to John Paul.
Like, it probably gives you a look. Yes, meditation.
I know. He made me do it the one time.
Definitely suggest you try it again.
Yeah, maybe. Anyway, and like she just like starts
like,
climbing
no.
up out of there. Well,
Missed.
mission
all that.
accomplished.
I missed all of that.
Oh, I said she just says perhaps and then just starts leaving because we have accomplished what we came here to do for the day.
Yeah, I've got. I imagine I've got like a notepad or something.
Probably in your stuff. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I've been making notes of things we need. Do you have any requests?
One thing I am going to say, because now that I'm thinking about it, Legba Jean Paul is going to take a mana, as during his ritual he actually performs an oblation to actually take the mana that is in the Hallow itself, and basically kind of shares that information. Just that way we can meta-wise, out of character, be like, ah, yes, you can also take mana that is sitting in the Hallow and not just sitting as TAS.
I think I want to try doing meditation as well.
Cool. Definitely can do that. I'm trying to find real quick. Make sure, yeah, gaining mana. That's what I was looking for. Yeah, Gnosis plus Composure to get a mana out of it. But otherwise, resolve plus composure to meditate.
Do we want to do this now, or you're good to go?
I think Gisela was, but yeah. Are you asking me? Sorry, not Gisela, Isabel. I swear, one of these days I'm going to get your guys petrichor.
Craig is asking Drew if you want to do this now, or
I mean, you're welcome to.
Sure. Nope. Oh, chance. Never mind. Let me try again. Hey, 2 successes.
Cool. So yeah, you begin to meditate. Sorry. So yeah, Isabel was headed out. Cool. What about Gisela?
Yeah, I think I'm going to head on back to town.
Do your little inventory and then go see what you can scrounge up.
Yeah, for today at least, I want to go back. I want to get my journals and bring them back here.
Cool.
That's probably the rest of my afternoon, early evening.
Yeah, because it's the walk back, find the stuff, especially after 3 hours of waiting for the ritual. Yep. Okay. Cool. All right. How much mana do you have, Theo?
None.
Yeah. So you meditate alongside Legba for an hour or so. Maybe even a little bit more. And the place that Legba has gone, you do not find yourself falling into. Out of character, Legba is able to do so with willpower and astral adept. Because you do not have that, you have to use whatever, because there's a couple different entrances and ways to get into your nearest. The one at the Hallow, actually, you have to spend mana.
Okay.
I'm trying to find that one real quick. Which is the other reason I was like, yeah, you can try it.
Is there any left in the Hallow, or is it all gone?
There's 1 point of mana left. So you can do Gnosis plus Composure to see if you get that.
I have to try to get the one that hasn't turned into task yet.
Correct. I'm going to ask you to re-roll that.
Sorry. Yeah, too many things.
Classic Craig.
Composure. It's the sheet.
Yep.
There.
Okay, yeah. So you spend an hour, meditate, and then start to... I'm not quite sure what Gnosis and Composure is, but I feel like it's kind of, a very mage kind of meditation, but rather inward.
Exploring your pattern.
Mm-hmm.
What was that, Chris?
Exploring your pattern.
I like that, and just kind of welcoming in the mana, which in that process, and especially doing your first oblation and getting that mana, I feel like that's probably a good signal for Theo that, oh, hang on, this might be the way, especially in just because Ralph isn't here to play the other side of the conversation. I imagine when he comes out of his meditation and starts to talk with you, I think you guys start to figure out, oh, okay, we may need to, and I quote, absorb and then spend mana from the Hallow equal to 6 minus the Hallow's rating. So you basically have to spend 4 mana, actually draw in 4 and then spend 4 mana. So basically you have to leave this thing charged up effectively. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's also kind of wasting our mana.
Yeah.
A little bit. Just because you do have scouring and stuff like that. But yeah, this is a definite more difficult way to do it. And so out of character, you guys figuring out about soul stones and domains, that's the very easy way to get into your own heroes. But this is your first way to get in, short of being an astral adept.
So I would need 4 mana to be able to do that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Basically, and it says, and then spend mana from the Hallow. I'm going to kind of wave my hand at that. And basically, you need to remove the whatever mana was in the Hallow, not tasks. Right? Mm. So in this case, 2 from it, and then spend that 2 plus 2 more from your own supply that particular day. I'm not going to expect you guys to spend 4 mana from the Hallow itself. That way you guys can actually scour and get that mana and use that to fuel it, as opposed to just leaving the Hallow there until you guys need to until you want to go into the Oneros, because that's a little silly.
Yeah, that's really expensive.
It is, but the domain is absolutely free and is something that almost every mage is going to do, so I get why they did that.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So if it's not going to work, then Theo is very late, so she'll head home.
But at that point, you've spent about, I don't know how long you spend in meditation.
It's like 5 or 6.
And then the hour of the oblation. So yeah, it's getting late, but we're still in May, April. So
May.
Not too bad in terms of the sun. It's not deep into fall or winter, but yeah, definitely everybody probably on the hungry side. And jumping back over real quick, because I know where Gisela is headed, and Legba and Theo are bringing up the rear. Isabel, heading into town a little bit earlier. What is your goal?
Go to work, probably.
That's her. Yeah, Sunday night. A lot of miners ready to get a little drunk before the work week starts again, or for some of them about to head into work, and so they're going to grab a beer real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. I did mean to mention, because I imagine you turned on your mage site while you were within. Yeah, the wolf was there too.
Yeah, I figured as much.
I wanted to add that clarification. Just be like, oh, don't worry, you have a friend here. Friend. Yep.
I don't know if the wolf is a friend.
Until proven otherwise, be careful. Cool. But yes, get in, speak with Madame Robert, who's, checking in and seeing how your Sunday was. And later in the evening, you are visited by a...
We're ghosts.
No. A pair of gentlemen. Yes?
Gentlemen callers.
Not quite. Well, I mean, one maybe... No, Jules Lamb and Mortimer Bethune, who, they come and they find a table and they signal to you and wave. And, they even, because Arcelia comes by and they're like, oh, no, we'll talk with with Isabel. And Arcelia kind of gives them a look and goes, okay, well, fine.
Takes it personally.
No, I don't think she's very confused. Well, actually, she may take it personally because she's, they're the new people and they're interesting. And no, we don't want to talk with you. Oh, okay, well, fine. And so, yeah, you get a little bit of a, haughty, like, oh my God, they want to talk to you kind of thing. But yeah, when you come over, they they're talking and they're asking for this, that, and the other, and then Jules looks haggard. Mortimer is okay, but both of them are like, "How was Rilla? We didn't want to, be seen going out to, Theo's cart. Might be inappropriate. 2 men visiting."
2 unmarried women, yes. As far as I know, she's fine.
Okay. Do you know if Miss Theodosia will be visiting or will be working tonight?
I would imagine no.
And they're like, they're both like, scrubbing at the chins and like, what do we do? How do we handle this? But nonetheless, thank you, pay you, eat, and you definitely have some quiet conversation. Mostly quiet. Jules seems to get a little riled up a couple times, but it's all, muffled, distant conversation. So it's he gets heated, but not loud enough to be understood unless you do some eavesdropping.
Mm-hmm.
That does remind me of a thing I meant to be doing.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to start doing divinations. For Jules.
Sure.
Because I'm terribly worried now that we have met Ruin that I've done this to him. like the future that I saw coming for him, that I've made it happen. Because this is Rilla's ascension.
This is Schrodinger's divination.
Yeah. Yeah, like that's bothering
Sure,
me.
absolutely. But hang on, let me clarify. Is this bothering Ash or is it bothering Gisela?
Both.
Okay.
Like, yeah. This is definitely something that Paranoid Gisela has pinged onto and is...
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Wits plus composure, -2, please.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm fine.
Oh.
I'm fine with that. You've got the successes right
A
at the
9
start.
and 8
Yep.
on the front too. So
Yeah. So you're not able to make out full conversations, but the happening by and kind of swinging by. Jules has gone from concerned about Rilla to like concerned and mistrust. Like they took her away on Saturday night. It is now. Oh, excuse me. Is that Sunday night? Yeah, Sunday night. Excuse me. So yeah, you guys did we do this on Monday? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So my days are all mixed up, but that's fine. That's the kind of week I had. But yeah. So took her away Sunday night. Is now Monday evening. We haven't seen of her, and saying that Isabel was unsure. What are they doing with her? And Mortimer is like, listen, like we can go over there, but we'll need to wait until sundown, so it's a little less obvious, and we'll have to go a roundabout way, and then there's the conversation kind of tapers off a little bit, and later when you check in, there's definitely another okay, so yeah, that's our plan. I think that's what we'll do and stuff like that. And it's like, okay, hang on, what was the plan? There's the step skip, right? But yeah, they definitely have something planned. And also, actually, if you want to write up a divination spell for like, somewhere in there, all her moving stuff, and like, let me check on Jules. Now bear in mind, because you do not have Jules handy, you're going to have to ask basically questions about your own future, or the area or something that you have.
Yeah, I was specifically thinking of like, will I bring Jules to ruin?
I dig that. Cool. But yeah, towards the end of the night for them, as they're like finishing up food and stuff like that, and Mortimer saying a lengthy goodbye to Madame Robert, and they
have time to slip in and talk to Jules for a second.
Oh, okay, perfect. I like that. Okay.
And really just like telling him like, oh, I was busy earlier, so I couldn't tell everything, but she is up. She is speaking. She is still participating in her event, but she is no longer doing anything strange.
At least as far as you had last seen.
As far as I have last seen.
Are you trying to kind of push enough to like dissuade him from whatever the plan was? Okay, roll.
Or to at least like, and like the whole thing will wrap up with, so if you're going to go over there, perhaps, I can take just you over there. That would look, because we more or less threw Mortimer under the bus. Like, obviously that's not the phrasing I use, but it would look to Miss I don't remember Catherine's last name.
Thank you.
Catherine Moody.
Oh, to Miss Moody, it would look proper for you to be looking in on your friend like this, of course accompanied by someone that knows the property and whatnot.
I did that, but that was going to be a -4. But yeah, we're not going to bring Mortimer. We're going to keep it, with us. I dig that. So do -2 Whether you're doing this from the presence or manipulation side, I'm good either way.
Sure. Two successes.
Cool. Yeah, so he kind of like nods and kind of looks at Mortimer, who's, not quite, he doesn't look like he's, a swooning young lad, but it's definitely like a, hey, what are you doing later tonight kind of conversation. And Jules kind of looks over at Mortimer, and Madame Robert kind of looks at you and says, will you be available now? And he puts on his best show of effectively, asking the lovely waitress out for a walk in the evening air kind of thing, and like offers you his arm and, kind of walks out to give you both cover, and also because, Jules got a crush.
Right. Yeah.
And you guys head out towards the camp. And Ash to reach, so I have a little overreach. Nothing. Well, actually, no, it's a solid 1, so it's not a dramatic failure, but cool. So roll your 6 dice.
And for Yontras, I was, I got my cards, and in my head, I was thinking of using, like the sky and the stars as an environmental type thing, because in my head, that is what is connected to him specifically.
Oh, I dig that too. Yeah.
Oh, I was going to take a willpower for being manipulative.
Ooh, yes, please.
3 successes. And yeah, my question was, will I or have I already brought ruin on Jules? Like, through my actions?
Because you only get the one question. I would like you to clarify. Will you or have you?
Yeah, you can't do an or clause.
Why not? It's one question.
Well, was a past thing. Now, if you want to rephrase it, I'm totally cool with that too. But
well, and if it's already happened, then that's not a divination.
Am I the one bringing Jules to ruin?
Yeah, that's a fair way to word it.
Oh, you took the reach for the complex answers. Okay,
yes.
That makes my life a little bit easier. Your actions, and that is because English is bad. That is a plural. Your actions have continued his path towards destruction.
Okay. Yeah, gonna think hard on that and try to figure out what I can do to help this.
Cool. And I think actually we will jump over to Theo and Isabel, as Theo, you arrive at the camp, have dinner with Catherine. Rilla is fine. There is a couple points where your peripheral mage sight kind of tingles. You don't see anything happening, but it seems to resonate from Rilla. But yeah, nothing manifests.
And if I do activate sight, I don't see anything?
You do not. There's a couple more little missteps with Valosia, but at this point, Valosia is now basically treating it as a game, and kind of moving in front of her, and not trying to trip her up, but seeing how close she can get. Just playing with boundaries, kind of stuff. But Catherine, kind of gives you the update as you make dinner, right? And Catherine is, kind of sitting back, and Rilla has been, talking to herself, and oh, hello, Isabel, Mr. Lamb.
Hello.
And like, it's not icy cold, but it's just like, and so,
Evening, Catherine. Jules here was at the tavern with Mortimer. I'll use his Christian name there. And well, I could tell that Jules was upset about his friend and not having been able to check in on her, and having been. Isn't that right, Jules? Wasn't I telling you this? That,
Jules recognizes that you were bailing him out.
I'm just like, yeah, absolutely.
Isn't that right?
And so I thought, he was worried about the propriety of coming down here alone, and I thought, since I've at least come to know you all a little bit better, that it'd be fine if we took a walk down here to check on a friend.
Certainly.
I hope we're not intruding too much.
No, not at all. Just making supper.
Catherine pointedly does not invite you to dinner, but
No.
I know that's not your intention either way. But and kind of nods at Jules and like is reevaluating, still not happy with him. But Jules, meanwhile, like after introductions and stuff like that, is starting to notice that Rilla is, she's sitting there having a conversation with herself, and in high speech, and Jules's face, like, it just kind of drops, like, it's very much a like, this isn't good, like, and he makes the comment, he's like, she doesn't seem any better, she's not recovering,
She's fine.
she's speaking gibberish to the air.
She's able to see things that we can't see. And she's doing things that we can't participate in. But she's fine.
You can see his face kind of twisting up, a couple different emotions and thoughts churning through his head.
Then Isabel's like on his arm, like hand on his back, like it's like
Emotional support.
it's fine.
Yeah.
Right. And also just shut the
But do you at least know, and like kind of reacts to the touch and kind of settles himself a little bit and says, do you know what she's talking to?
Not precisely, but I have a pretty good idea.
Any number of spirits that are out there.
That you told me
Right.
that were out there, yes. Interesting.
I promise you that I'm looking after her. We are looking after her, and she is fine. This is an experience that she must see through to completion. Once it's done, you'll have your old Rilla back.
Careful with those promises, Craig is going to get you in trouble. But he nods, goes, okay. So this is, well, not normal, but expected?
The process is very different for everyone who must walk it. We each have our own road to travel. Hers is different than mine was. But she's on the path and she's walking it to its completion.
And perhaps not soothing to think about, but good to keep in mind is that your worry and your excitement about this will do her no good.
It's hard being helpless, powerless to do anything here.
You have experienced something that every woman I've ever known has always known for the first time.
I think
It is-
Jules. I don't think Jules is quite, aware enough to understand. But
No.
it's like, okay, like All right. This is Jules saying this. Women are naturally helpless. He does not say that, but because I am surrounded and they have knives. But he kind of, nods and says, "Okay."
It is difficult to watch someone go through something and not be able to help them, but this is something that she must do on her own.
You keep saying that she will walk this path to completion, but what if she doesn't make it to the end, or stops, or fails?
There is an element of risk and challenge to it, yes. But it is a challenge that she must face on her own.
This is a challenge that, kind of looking at Catherine, but then looking to the two of you, and says that all 4 of you have traveled
In our own way.
So Legba, no, not Legba, John Paul also walked this path.
He
Or a
walked
path like
a
it.
path, yeah.
Okay. And kind of gives a very courtly bow to Catherine, and especially she was the one who was pissed, right? It says thank you for letting me see Rilla, and again looks over at her, and just he kind of has a shiver of hates seeing her this way. Thank you.
Your care and concern for her does you credit.
Thank you. Okay. This will have to be enough then, at least for now. But I will. But then stops mid-sentence. If it is all right with you, I'd like to come by and visit again tomorrow evening to just check in on her, or another time if you're choosing.
Glance over at Catherine.
She doesn't say anything, but you definitely get the I don't want him around all the time kind of vibe, but he's your problem, so you can answer him. It's amazing what passes between married couples.
I can offer this, that if there's any change, I will let you know, and regardless, I'll keep you updated on your condition and progress.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that. I will take my leave. Isabel? Okay. Yeah. And so you two head back into town.
And Theo's just going to say, just not because Isabel doesn't have anything to worry about, but for Mortimer's benefit, Theo's just going to say, you're going to be okay going back on your own?
What? I'm very
A guy
confused.
and a woman wandering off into the darkness alone and stuff like that. They're propriety of it all.
Jules' benefit.
What's that? Oh, Jules is with them?
Yeah, it's Jules and...
You said Mortimer.
I didn't realize all 3 of them came.
No, Mortimer
No,
is...
Mortimer didn't come.
No.
Okay, yeah, that's what I meant.
I'm confused. Give me
Theo was
full
just
context.
offering to walk back so that she wasn't alone in the dark with a strange man or whatever. That's all.
Oh, with Jules. Okay.
yeah,
gotcha. You said for Mortimer's
No,
benefit.
I got
I'm like,
this.
Yeah, totally. Theo knows she could twist him into a pretzel if she wanted to, but just for his benefit, offering
for
to walk
Jules'
back.
benefit. Gotcha.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. I was so confused. I was like, where did
No,
Mortimer come
I got
from?
this.
Okay. Totally with it
Just maintaining the facade of propriety. you
Right.
know.
now.
Well, we walked down here, so it's fine.
And yeah, so the two of you walk back to, your home, and kind of leaves you at the, very classic wood, patio thing, and bids you a good night, and then he makes his way back up towards the estate.
While we're walking back, I want to try to convince him to relax some, or convince him to maybe speak up about how he's feeling first, because you can tell he's not right.
Yeah. But no. After this, I'm feeling better. She is not better, but if this is how she is and how she will be, and she hasn't gotten worse, and if enough of you keep saying the same thing and yelling it in my head, eventually it does get through that this is what she's going through, and I can respect that. I can understand it. I don't understand it, but I will, see Rilla on the other side, I guess. Okay. But yeah, if you do want to, if there's a reply or anything like that, if you're trying to,
I'm trying to wiggle this man through making him say some things.
Sure.
And yeah, I think what Isabel says is, your concern is, while perhaps a little over the top, is admirable. You're not concerned with what it means in the future of her being a witch? Caring for a witch is not a problem for you?
I mean, I don't think that's a problem. I mean, of the witches that I've met, none of them have been hold please as I come up with the right terms, because none of them have been unsettling or as blood curdling as stories would have you know. Especially speaking to Isabel, saying that she's not dangerous would probably not be the right way to go.
And then she is going to pounce upon that statement by saying, well, it's good to know that you're not concerned about how I make your blood react.
She's like, the blush lit by the light of the tavern, and just have a good night. Turn and half jog, okay, that's a conversation I'm not winning, I'm out of here. But yeah, he heads up towards the estate, with which does, by the way, pass by the Bower home if there's ambush lying in wait or anything.
I don't know where I would be. Probably coming back to the house after depositing my books.
Mm-hmm.
If I do, cross paths with him as I'm walking back.
You do, because it's a game and it's a narrative and we can't.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen anything about his emotional state. I assume he still looks kind of frazzled.
Yeah, he definitely looks agitated. He's definitely got the, I've been running my hands through my hair kind of thing going on. And yeah, clothes aren't, disheveled like he was up all night. But yeah, his face definitely reads that way.
He looks rough.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to walk up and sort of ask him how he's doing.
Well, I was worse. Now I am
Less
I'm
worse.
okay. Yeah. I am okay.
I'm concerned about something completely different.
And my thoughts and emotions are all over the place. Your friend Isabel is
A handsome woman.
Certainly something.
just makes a face and some hand motions like there are no words.
Isabel is
Mm-hmm.
That's accurate, yes.
That's really what I'm going for.
But
Broad, vague gestures.
yeah, I saw Rilla at Theo's wagon, and while she doesn't look, better, she isn't worse. And they all assured me that this is a journey that you have all gone through in some way or another. And while yours are all unique, everybody is the same, or something like that. But
they present differently, and the challenges you face are different. None of us had the same things to overcome. And I don't think, from what I've seen, Rilla's is the same as ours. On this side, hers is very similar to mine.
Oh?
My mother just sort of bundled me away and took care of me as she thought I was going mad.
That is actually kind of soothing in the fact that you apparently did not go mad, or at least don't appear mad.
I came out of it a witch after a few weeks.
If like the mic dropped there and he goes,
yeah.
Weeks?
Every journey is different. I don't know how long everyone else's took. But we will support her and take care of her. Make sure that she is not in any physical danger, which is all we can really do for her.
Okay.
She's strong.
She was more than willing to come out to the frontier with just Mortimer and myself, and packed less luggage than I did. So yes, she's quite capable, and I've seen her handle herself in uncomfortable and awkward situations. So it's just, this is a very different situation.
It is, but I am fairly confident that she will come through it on the other side. Different, but better.
Better is good. Lots of running his hands through his hair, pulling at it a little bit. Okay, well, short of Jean Paul coming in, like he looks up the path towards the mine, and that will be all four of, well, the three of you at least, telling me that this is all fine. So it either is, or all three of you are lying very convincingly. And
again, it's very similar to what happened to me, and I'm fine.
It's true. Yeah, you're fine and talented with reading the future. So, yeah, okay. Thank you for stopping and going out of your way to give me that pep talk. Pep talks don't exist yet, but whatever, this story uses.
Reassurance.
Thank you. Well, if that is all, I will. And he heads his way up. Was that something, Craig?
Just want to check in with, because there was a lot of fairly open talk in the camp, so I want to check in with Catherine and Philogene, make sure.
You were all just saying that right in front of her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just trying to be a little bit cagey, but also open, so
right.
Just make sure they're okay.
As Jules makes his way back up, and after the long lot of walking that Gisela has done today, her secret journals now tucked away in a nice dry corner of the thing, and she will be so mad at Theo if that spell drops.
Yeah, I studied it. It seems solid.
But yes, back at the camp with Rilla and Valosia and Theo and Catherine. Catherine, is eating and is at this point now that she has been fed, is a little bit more, relaxed and kind of
not quite dangerously
right.
quiet.
That says, okay, well, at least Jules came to check up on her, and it's like, yes, Jules went up, Mortimer went down. But I mean, Catherine has very little interaction with.
We kind of threw both of them under the bus when we brought her back.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like scientists.
Yep.
Which is why I think it was specifically what Isabel said was men.
Yeah.
And kind of Catherine looks over the fire at you because it's more dramatically interesting and says, do you wish I was on this journey? See and hear and do the things you do?
No. If this journey ever is set before you, I love you as you are, but I've also chosen to bind my life to you, to take a journey together. So whatever comes along that journey, I will accept, and we will go through it together. I'm not pining away for you to go through what Rilla is going through, but if it ever does happen, I'll still be here.
She nods. Just like,
for as long as you'll have me anyway.
I'm not getting rid of you yet. I need somebody to, build me a house.
Yes.
Which tomorrow you are coming out to see, because you didn't do that today like you said you would.
Yeah, we got a little distracted, but for sure, absolutely, I will be there.
Yep. You will have. I guess Rilla will have to come along with us. We'll all go, and kind of looking down at Valosia to go see it. But no, I don't. I'm not jealous of her. Well, no, that's a lie. I am jealous, but I'm also in no. I wish to see the things that you see and understand, but I'm happy on my side of the fence, and we can, hold hands over the fence as long as we can.
Theo's gonna come and sit beside her and take her hands and say, it is a burden. It isn't an easy thing.
Like there's a little hand squeeze, and she says, I know that you do not keep things from me, but that you shelter me from things. I see that. But there's, times occasionally, and like looking over at Rilla, who is just gobbling away and just talking, whereas sometimes I wish I kind of understood. What is she even saying now?
Dangerous. What is she saying now?
Yeah, but I mean, it's it's a lot of the stuff that you have picked up has been a lot of basically heavenly symbology and metaphor. Lots of talking about angels and turning wheels and divine.
Yeah, she's a theorist, no problem.
She's deep in Obrimosville.
So what you would say was that every path that we walk is different, but there's certain similarities, and there's spirits that are guardians or affiliated with a certain path, and she's learning about her path, I think, from them.
As you did?
Yes.
I mean, I heard several times that it's different for everyone, but interesting.
So is Catherine just a sleepwalker?
No, because she's had breaking points.
She's had
before.
breaking points, yeah. But she does suffer quiescence. So yeah, as far as Theo has seen, yeah, she's but the idea of sleepwalkers doesn't exist to the group of you currently.
And this is a conversation they would have had, a few times in their history together.
Mm-hmm.
And Theo's aware, like, it's probably going to fade.
Well,
the core of it, but the details and stuff might not.
Right. Yeah. There's certain things that some seem to stick and other things don't, and it's definitely caused confusion for Catherine in the past and some headaches when you try and reiterate. And now it's just a known thing of some of the stuff is going to stick and some isn't. And she may be, that's not what we talked about, but some things do. It's a very careful line that she has to walk. And if this were an actual concilium, Theo would be in so much trouble. Yeah, for you guys, yeah. And so she nods and you guys eat, put Rilla and Valosia to bed. And there's more grumbling about, house, rooms, yes. More than one bed. Yeah. But cool. Anybody got a last minute little sneak thing in? Cool. So the the night passes. Everybody gets a point of willpower, and
I am going to scour.
I am going to scour.
Why would
Do I get
Why
one?
would you not get one?
Don't I have a condition?
What condition?
Don't I still have Exarch things happening?
Oh, no, remember, because we changed that to notice instead of mystery commands.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and that first night that you didn't get it was because you had your eyes wide open.
Because I didn't sleep.
Right.
Okay,
I was
cool.
like, hang on, did I forget something? Okay, no, I didn't. Yeah, you just have notice. So you have this little mark on your pattern. This little, little itty bitty little iron pyramid.
It'll be fun.
Yeah, you get a little tracker in your earlobe. Collect 10 and win a prize.
So we can scour by like reducing a stat, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll take a composure.
Physical stat.
Oh, physical. So not composure.
No.
Yeah, no, gotta be physical. Yep. It's hurting your body to fix your pattern.
Sure. Right. So I'll take a stamina.
Okay.
I'm only 2 strength now for the next day.
Just a mere mortal.
Tired out with all that walking.
And in the early dawn hours, as you hear Madame Robert, waking up and knocking on your door to, pleasantly, say good morning, but not barging in and stuff like that. You're already awake and quietly staring at a. She looks dark-skinned. Her hair in like braids. Definitely Native American. Sitting at the edge of your bed with a tall white staff that looks like it's wood in the fact that it's got a grain to it. But there are little flecks of kind of metallic sheen in some of the grains. And she's just looking at you. Good morning. And that's where we land. Yeah. Heavily accented English.
We've been noticed.
Ooh, hang on. No. Let's be clear. Like, I'm good for
not the capital N curly letters noticed.
Yes.
It's more like you've been causing shit in the spirit world. So yeah.
Just because we were just talking about the condition, I want to be very clear. Not necessarily. But yes.
This bitch about to get a gun drawn on her.
I am sure. This is I'm looking forward to this. Cool. Complete ignorance in chat. Okay, good stuff. As always, everybody, thank you for joining us. Greatly appreciate it. It was good to have a week off, but it was also very good to come back. We will miss Ralph, but I think, fortunately, I don't think John Paul missed all too much. There was a lot of chit chat with Jules and assuring him that everything is fine. Totally, everybody you guys know has completed their awakening, and it's been totally fine.
Yeah, you're kind of weird for a little bit, and then you're magic.
Then you come back with as with superpowers. No, we did miss Ralph, not will miss Ralph.
Yes.
Yeah, just for the week.
I told you he was.
So, as always, come by Discord, yeetinto.space, www.yeetinto.space. Come join our Discord, hang out with us. It is a-okay to join us if you're late. If you're watching this and it's like, oh, this episode's been out for a month. Yeah, it's cool. Come join us. Hang out. If you're watching this a couple years in the future, hopefully our Discord is still around. And yes, come join us. We love to talk.
You're watching this in the after times.
Please come hang out. It is a great place. It is very safe from spoilers. We keep that on a tight lock. And everybody's very good about it, which I like, because everybody likes
no Nazis, no spoilers.
Yeah. Everybody likes seeing everybody's reaction. Everybody gets to episode 35 of the Rookery Chronicle and goes, "What?" And everybody goes, "Yep, yeah, we know right where you're at."
Maybe to be fair, that was our reaction too.
Right. Still got that pinned. So yes. Come by there. We'd love to have you. If you want to support us monetarily, that's patreon.com/occultistsanonymous or www.staylucky.club. Both of those are references to the Rookery. If you've never seen that Chronicle, I suggest checking it out, especially if you want to watch us be a bunch of dumbasses and have no idea what we're doing for 160 episodes. And now we kind of sort of know what we're doing. Yeah. Wiggly Hands is...
They're also just good URLs.
Yes, they're great URLs. Thank you, Perry. We appreciate it. Patreon, YouTube, Discord. Like, comment, subscribe over there on the YouTubes. Come follow us.
We've got merch.
We do have
We've
merch.
got some good new designs.
Yes, we have the Into the West merch with multiple variations depending on how blatantly you want to be into the West, or you could just have a cool ram's horn and magical symbol-y things. And also tell everybody
they're on sale.
Oh yes, for a couple more weeks. And yes, Amenable to Witchcraft is also is out there, which is great. So yeah. I felt like there was something else, but I guess that's it. So we will see you all next week.
Bye.